What's up, guys? Welcome to This Week in the NFL. Week 15 is our Week 15 preview. We are getting down towards the end of the year. We only got 3 weeks left. So, teams really, if you're a team that's fighting for a playoff spot, you really can't afford to lose many more. But going into our picks for this week, I believe it's the most picks we've had different the whole year. We have 8 games differently. I'm going to run through them real quick. I picked Bills over Steelers, Raiders over Jaguars, Cardinals over Browns, Chargers over Vikings. Let me make sure I got these right. Bears over Packers, Seahawks over Panthers, Eagles over Redskins, and lastly, 49ers over Falcons. So obviously, that's half the slate that we picked differently. And I feel like we're going to end up splitting it 4-4.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely see all the games that we split pretty much going either way, except for the Carolina game. I'm kind of thinking Carolina's going to end up losing that one. But.
Yeah, I'm also, I would hope the Eagles can beat the Redskins.
Yeah.
Also the 49ers. I feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah,
so
no, I would feel good
I
about
think
that one.
those 3 I probably got, and then I think you for sure got, I think Cleveland beats Arizona, and I think the Chargers lose to Minnesota.
Yeah, the Chargers have been a weird
So
team this year.
I think those 2 are easy for you. The Steelers-Bills, that's one of my games of the week. We'll go into that, but I think that's going to be a really good game. And then other than those 8, I mean, obviously there aren't a lot of games left. Rams, Cowboys is obviously a big one.
Yep.
As well as, actually, no, that's it. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
The Colts, if they lose to the Saints, are truly dead, but they're pretty dead anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And but with that, actually moving into my first game of the week, we have the Bills at Steelers. And obviously, this is the 5 seed and the 6 seed right now, so they're both fighting for the wild card spots. The Titans are both on both of their heels, even though technically, if the Titans were to win, the loser of this game would still be in the playoffs because the Titans would take the lead in the South, I believe, and then the Texans would still.
Oh yeah, I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how it would all work out, but it's very close between those 4 teams: Steelers, Bills, Texans, Titans, who will get those spots. So obviously, very big game. I like the Steelers, 1, because I'm a Steeler fan, and 2, because Mike Tomlin doesn't lose in primetime, especially at home. This game got flexed to Sunday Night Football, and as I said, Mike Tomlin, I think they lost a Thursday night game against the Chargers last year, or a Sunday night game versus the Chargers last year, and that was his first primetime loss in 5 years or something like that. So Mike Tomlin really doesn't lose in primetime. I was hoping they'd be returning Juju Smith-Schuster and James Conner, but I saw a report today that Juju might not be back. So I think it's a bigger deal that Juju plays than Conner. And
definitely.
Honestly, if Juju doesn't play, I am less confident that the Steelers are going to win because even if Juju wasn't 100%, having that they have to guard him with Trey White would help just in general.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't play, I'll be interested. I'll be a little more on edge. But I think what's really gonna make the difference is how Josh Allen plays. The Steelers' defense has been fantastic this year. They lead the league in sacks. They lead the league in turnovers, and those are 2 things that kill drives, kill offensive game plans. And if Josh Allen throws picks, if he gets sacked, the Bills are gonna lose. And that's because Devlin Hodges, I think, will be able to do enough to win the game again. The Bills' defense, once again, pretty good.
They're pretty solid defense.
But the run defense has been vulnerable at times. And if they can get the run game going, we'll see. But as I said, I think the Steelers will rely heavily on their defense. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think they'll probably be able to get this one done.
Oh yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'll actually be really curious to see how the Bills play in general because they really haven't been tested too much, and they haven't really won any games against any playoff teams other than the Cowboys, and they're really
yeah. They played good with the Ravens. They played good with the Patriots.
They did.
They couldn't beat either. Of them.
So they haven't been able to get a good win, but I do like the Steelers in this one too.
Yeah.
Moving on to my first game of the week, I have the Cowboys and the Rams. This is a really crucial game for the Cowboys in keeping their playoff hopes alive and the title hopes alive because, unfortunately, the NFC East is just complete garbage. I'm pretty sure they're, 6 and 7 each?
I believe the Eagles and them are tied at
so,
the top right now.
Both teams are currently 6 and 7. The Cowboys winning are obviously going to keep them in the playoffs, regardless if the Eagles win or not this weekend. But the Eagles need to win out, I know, to get into the playoffs. And they have straight division opponents like Cowboys, Redskins, Giants. So they could definitely pull that off. But the Rams are coming off, obviously, a huge win against the Seahawks last week to keep their playoff hopes alive as well. They can grab the 6th seed this weekend with a win and a Vikings loss. the Cowboys really need to just pick back up from this 3-game skid they're on. They've been looking really rough, and
the Cowboys
tensions are getting really high down in Jerry World. Jason Garrett might be out the door after this season, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's honestly about time.
No, I completely agree. I think if the Cowboys lose, I thought that he might get fired when they lost on Thanksgiving Day to Buffalo. So if he loses this game, I think there's no way he keeps his job for next year. I mean, if the winner, the best the Eagles could finish right now is 9-7. So let's say they finish 9-7. If you with all the talent on that team, don't make the playoffs, and the winner of your division was 9-7, it's not like you were playing in the NFC West with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
It's not even like you're the Rams.
Got beat up,
and you're playing with the Seahawks and the Niners. Like, if you're the Cowboys, if you don't win this division, I think Jason Garrett's gone.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't been fired already, to be honest with you.
Yeah, as I said.
Jerry Jones must love this man.
Yeah. But moving on to my other game of the week, another important one. As I said at the top, every game is important now for these teams that are going for the playoffs. We have Texans at Titans. I mentioned it kind of at the top. They are fighting over the AFC South spot as well as a wild card spot. Like, there's a way where they both could make it, I believe. I'm not positive, though, because the thing is that they play each other 2 out of their last 3 games, with this being the first of it. The Titans have the Saints, and I can't remember who the Texans have, but it's sandwiched in between games of the Titans. So they have to beat the Titans to try to get this advantage. I believe this game is in Tennessee. So obviously if the Texans lose, it's not the end of the world, because it's pretty complicated the way, with the winners and losers, because we have 4 teams that could all win and lose. But I just, obviously, as I said, can Ryan Tannehill keep up this play and get the Titans to the playoffs? Because I didn't expect them to be in the playoffs. I didn't think. Yeah. And if I did, I thought it would be with Mariota. Not with. I didn't. They did. This came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that the Titans are.
Oh no, what were you saying?
In this spot is crazy, but.
Oh no, I was just gonna say having Derrick Henry too to help you out has been super helpful.
He's been a monster this year.
But no, I think it'll be a really good game. I'll be curious to see what Texans team comes out too. If it's a team that beat the Patriots, or if it's a team that lost last week.
And I think I am inclined to take the Titans for this game, because as I said, they are at home, and they've been on fire lately. There's nothing else. Like the Texans, I can't believe they had that showing versus the Broncos.
Yeah, no,
it's
so
weird.
I know.
It changes my view of them so much, because it's like, if they're, instead of coming into this game with a bad loss to the Broncos, they're on this win streak with the Patriots included in that win streak, and it's a much different game, I think, if they beat the Broncos last week.
Oh, I think I would definitely pick the Texans.
Same. Good, but the way the Titans are playing, and as I said, the way the Texans looked last week, I think the Titans might get this done.
I do too. I picked them in my predictions anyways, so I'm just going to stick with them as well. But moving to my second game, I have the Bears and the Packers. Obviously, this is one of the oldest and probably more hated rivalries in the NFL, I'd say.
I would definitely say so.
The Bears are coming off Thursday night where they just got they smashed the Cowboys. Like, it really just wasn't close at all last Thursday up until the end, when they got some garbage points at the end, which really doesn't matter. I was actually really surprised with how Mitch played last week. He threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another one. I don't think he turned the ball over. Threw a pretty solid percentage.
I think he threw a pick, but
did he throw a pick? Okay. Well, it's Mitch.
Better than 2 picks, yeah.
But no, he looked pretty solid. The Bears' offense was actually able to get down the field and score some points, which we really haven't seen all season. Mitch is coming out saying that this team's kind of rejuvenated. The offenses, we found our rhythm and all that stuff. We'll see. They head into Lambeau this week, taking on the Packers. Obviously, the first time they played, it was a 10-3 win for the Packers. I think that was the first game of the season too. Super boring game to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I barely watched that game. I got so bored. But no, I think the Packers are gonna come into this game and just win. We're starting.
That's fair. Up in the cold in Lambeau. Obviously, the Packers don't need this win or anything.
Yeah, no, they really don't.
As the Bears do. Because if the Bears lose this game, I believe they're automatically eliminated. Yeah. And even if they win this game, if the Vikings or one more team, Rams. If the Vikings or Rams win, I think they would also be eliminated. So the Bears are really on their last leg here, and we'll see if they have a last-second push, but I'm also, taking the Packers.
Yeah, I think the Packers will get it done.
But moving on to our college game of the week, pretty easy pick this week as we have only one game. It is Army versus Navy. Navy's ranked 23rd, actually. So, I mean, you usually don't see the Academy's ranked, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But, so it's the only game of the week. Got to be sure you get the bet right on it because it's the only bet you'll have to play Saturday.
Right.
So, we have Navy minus 10.5, which, I don't know how they would feel about everyone betting on the game. I feel like that's like I feel like the military would be pissed about this. They're even talking about this, but sorry guys.
Yeah,
So 10.5 point favorites. They're 9-2, signature win over SMU, who was ranked 25 at the time, but they also have a 32-point loss to number 16 Notre Dame, and a 12-point loss to then unranked Memphis. But obviously they're going to a New Year's Six bowl, so that's actually a pretty good loss, all things considered.
Yeah, if you're gonna lose.
And then Army, on the other hand, is 5-7 and has no notable victories at all. Beating Tulane, Connecticut, nothing.
Yeah, they played Michigan really tough. They took them to one or two overtimes.
Yeah, that is the one note I have on them is a 3-point double OT loss at number 7 Michigan. So
and I think that actually sums up all the Army football I watched this year.
So
when they almost beat Michigan.
They really almost did that. And they were number 7 in the nation.
I was really hoping they would.
That would have been hilarious.
It's okay.
But the all-time series is very close. Navy leads 60, 52, and 7.
Jeez.
So yeah, it's a 120th matchup.
I know Army's on a 4-game win streak right now, or they're looking to win their 4th straight against Navy too.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So they've won the last 3, but I kind of think Navy will get it done.
Yeah. I'm thinking Navy too. They're ranked, so I mean, they're obviously going to be the favorites. Also, fun little stat I saw: over under is 40.5, and I think like the last 13 have gone under or something like that. And the line has already moved like 5 points to like 35 or something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because obviously you got the running by both of them.
Yeah, no, I was actually about to say it'll actually be really interesting to watch this game because they always bring out some cool uniforms every year for both teams.
Yeah, they do.
I think the new ones actually. I took a look at them. They're actually pretty solid. I don't know if we'll be able to put a graphic up or something.
The Army ones are pretty cool too.
They are pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean. We'll see. As I said, I kind of like the Navy 10.5. It's the only.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of do too.
It's the only game of the week, so I mean, I'll probably bet on it. As I mentioned at the top, and then lastly, there are no NFL prospects really in this game.
Yeah, not really.
I was looking, seeing if there's a guy to go late round, and I don't think so.
No.
I mean, they gotta serve the country.
Yeah, it's all good. It'll be fun watching both of these teams playing with their like triple option style offenses too, because you really don't see that at all anymore not in the NFL, but in football in general.
Yeah,
really.
that definitely has something to do with the under too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But so that'll be interesting. But moving on to our 100% total locks of the week. My first one is going to be Vikings minus 1.5 at the Chargers. There's some stat where Kirk Cousins is like 0-8 in the state of California, but I'm hoping he gets his first dub. The Chargers stink. I know they ran the Jaguars last week, but I still think they stink. And I think the Vikings are like a really good team still. I mean, like I feel like
I really think
I feel like the opinion on them has came down like a little bit because they lost to the Seahawks, and then they what they do? They beat Detroit last week. Yeah. So I mean, I think it'll be a similar win to their win in Detroit last week, where maybe it's a little closer than you think, but they kind of comfortably win by 10 to 17 points.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. And the Chargers just seem to love finding ways to lose. They'll either choke it away or Philip Rivers throws a pick and crunch time.
If this game comes down to Philip Rivers with the ball in his hands with like 2 minutes left, wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised at all. And then the Chargers don't win at home either, so I'm not really worried about that. Yeah. They have no home field advantage.
Moving on to my first total lock of the week, I have the Patriots minus 10 at Cincinnati. I actually really am pretty confident in this pick. One, because the Patriots are a lot better than the Bengals, and two, the Patriots have dropped back-to-back games, which I really can't remember the last time I saw that.
And three, they got all their signals.
Yeah. Exactly.
Three there.
They've been recording Bengals practice and stuff, so I'm pretty sure Belichick knows what he's getting into, and I can just see the Patriots coming out a little pissed off and just ready to beat up on these scrubs.
I would be absolutely shocked if they came out flat after back-to-back losses. I would be, shocked. I mean, that would actually be the end of the Patriots dynasty.
Oh yeah.
If they win this game by less than like 7 points, it's over, actually,
Yeah.
which
Mm-hmm.
I don't think is going to happen, obviously.
I don't think it's going to happen.
That'd be
either.
crazy.
I think they're going to win by more than 10, which is why I'm comfortable taking 10.
Probably easy money.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Ryan Finley plays again.
Yeah,
I don't know. But my other pick, Browns -3 at the Cardinals. I think I've lost every time I bet on the Browns this year. I just can't get a read for the Browns, but hopefully I will this time.
Yeah.
Because they got the Cardinals. Cardinals obviously coming off that loss to the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Arizona, so that's kind of cool that they got the Steelers and the Browns back to back at
Yeah.
home. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know about cool, but
It's interesting.
I'm definitely thinking that the Browns get this dub. They've been looking better in recent weeks.
Mhm.
I think without that loss to the Steelers, they'd be on like a 5-game win streak or so. So obviously they've been looking a lot better. And the Cardinals' defense is not very good, and the offense, I mean, it's kind of a
Yeah,
wash
kind
with
of
them
struggle a
versus
little
the
bit.
Browns' defense, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, the Browns' defense is okay. They're playing a
Yeah.
little better.
Yeah.
But I'm not really worried about this game. As I said, I'm thinking Browns by 14, 21, Like, I'm thinking it'll be a pretty... Unless the Cardinals backdoor cover somehow, which is only 3 points, is kind of hard to do, but I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah, for sure. My second pick of the week, I have the Seahawks -6.5 at Carolina. The Panthers have just looked really flat like these last 5 weeks now.
They really fell off the map.
Like they just complete 180. They went from looking Kyle Allen was looking sweet, looking like the next franchise QB, and then they just took a nosedive. So
Yeah.
I think didn't they get blown out by the Falcons last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Falcons kind of ran it up on them.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that this is going to continue. I like -6.5 for the Seahawks. Obviously, the Seahawks are one of the better teams in the league as well. Russ kind of struggled a little bit last week, didn't he?
They're coming off a loss.
Yeah, I think they lost. Wait, was it a loss last week?
They did.
Yeah.
They lost. I
Yeah.
can't remember to who, though.
Yeah. So I think they'll come around, obviously turn things around, and they'll get right back on track. And I don't really see them struggling too much with Carolina.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing about the NFL is you'd think that the betting would be easy. The Rams first off. Also.
Oh yeah, we literally talked about that.
We
Yeah.
did. Yeah. But you would think that the betting would be easy, but you have teams like the Falcons, like the Panthers, where you just have no clue what you were going to get week to week.
Mm-hmm.
And
Even
like
the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers.
on occasion,
Yeah, that was that's another team. The Raiders too.
Mhm.
This team could lose to the worst team in the league by 20, or they could beat the best team in the league by 20.
Yeah,
like
you're
I
just
really,
like, dude,
I do not
what?
understand
The
who
consistency
these
is
teams
just
are.
not there. Yeah.
So definitely weird, but I'm definitely thinking, the Panthers are not going to have one of those games where they go off against Seattle.
Yeah, I think.
I would guess not. I'm
yeah.
thinking the Panthers, their coach is fired. I'm thinking they're
That
pretty.
too, yeah.
I'm thinking the Panthers are pretty demoralized.
I'm thinking
right
without Riverboat Ron, they won't be able to get much done.
Yeah.
And obviously the interim didn't have a good opening game last week,
No, he did
clearly.
not.
So I think Kyle Allen would turn the ball over a little bit, and should be another easy cover.
Yeah, but with that, guys, that's going to be it. Week 15 preview, as I said, getting really close to the end of the year. Every game matters. I mean, the AFC playoffs are pretty crazy. The fact that we
Yeah.
got Buffalo Steelers and Texans Titans in the same week, those are that's the biggest matchups we could have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's pretty sweet. A lot of great games. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you.